thank y'all for being here. Signing day in December rather than February, so I kind of like the change of pace. It's been good. We've got 14 guys in the boat on the initial day of this early signing day. We hope to have probably at least 2 more before the before Friday when this national letter of intent runs out. Again, thank y'all for being here. I want to recognize a couple people as we get started. Brian Bennett is our director of player personnel, and then Patrick Johnston is he kind of handles a lot of the operations pieces that go along with recruiting, and both those guys handle on official visits, a lot of the recruiting graphics, the things that are in-house, they do a great job with, and probably has big a part of this these signees is any of the actual coaches did. Our coach did a tremendous job on the road. What we're looking for is we're looking to bring guys that love football, that are searching for 2 things. They want to get a degree, they want to earn a degree, and they want to have the ability to play at the next level and win championships. And I think we did that and accomplished that goal while signing guys that have high character as well. I'm going to hit some of the high notes. I think if you look over the class, I think the things that you're going to see common thread throughout is, again, really a strong emphasis on local talent. You know, the Montgomery 231 corridor all the way down through Dothan, I think, is very well represented in this class again. Leading off, talking about the local guys, Jake Andrews, offensive lineman, interior offensive lineman from Stanhope Elmore, continues the trend of guys that we've had from Stanhope Elmore, from Xavier Fields to B.J. Smith. He was an Alabama All-Star. He plays the game with an edge, really physical, tough guy. I think he'll be a multiple-year starter there on our offensive line. Next guy locally is Jarvis Hayes from Slocombe, Alabama, by way of Itawamba Junior College. I think Itawamba finished in the top 12 in the country. He was a starter there, an all-conference player in the Mississippi Junior College League, played linebacker for them. We're going to move him down to his more natural position. He'll play the defensive end or bandit for us. Really good high school basketball player too. So excited about him. He's 6'4", 230 pounds. He'll add length. And we wanted to add some edge rushers in this class, and I think we've done that. John Hines is another guy from Montgomery, played for Smitty Grider at Park Crossing, went to Southwest Mississippi Junior College, a guy that we knew about in high school, that we tracked throughout his time there, and we tracked Jarvis as well. Okay, so guys we knew about in high school, followed him to Mississippi, and we're able to sign him now. John is even though he's a junior college transfer, he's going to be a 3-for-3 guy. He'll have 3 years of eligibility to play when he gets on campus here in a couple weeks. Again, a defensive end. Long guy. I think he's 6'4", about 240 now. A guy that will continue to grow, and we're excited about. Not a local guy, but I think is important piece for next year's football team as anybody we're signing today is Kevin Perkins, a running back from Northwest Mississippi Junior College, from Roosevelt in Mississippi, played quarterback in high school, and then went to Northwest and played running back for Benji Parker. Benji was a longtime assistant here at Troy. He and I worked together for 4 years. Think a lot of him. He's doing a great job at Northwest. And Kevin is a big running back. He's 6 foot, 230 pounds, has ability to run inside and outside, catches the ball out of the backfield. Somebody that we ID'd early in the process because we lose both our bigger backs. And we've got some good young guys coming back, but we wanted to add a bigger type back, and we felt like we signed the best one in the junior college ranks. A.J. Pierce from Dothan, Alabama, Northview High School, interior defensive lineman, came to our camp multiple times, long arms, he's explosive, and multiple sport athlete, plays baseball in high school, got a great personality. He's going to provide leadership in our room. I think his best football's ahead of him. KJ Robertson is from Thompson High School. Just and played in the Alabama-Mississippi game on Saturday, was a defensive MVP. Will linebacker, played for Mark Freeman at Thompson. I think he's got a really big upside. He'll continue a long line of really quality linebacker play. And then our quarterback, Gunnar Watson, and Gunner's been committed for almost a calendar year. He's made multiple trips on campus. We've had him in camp 3 years in a row. Probably, he's got a chance. We've had a lot of success at that quarterback position. Our last 4 starting quarterbacks were all conference players, and he's a guy that has that type of ability, and I'm looking forward to working with him. So with that, I'll open up to questions.
More about the process. Does it help to have your bowl game out of the way now instead of having to worry about it?
Well, I'll say this. Here's the good part of it. If you'd asked me that last week, Jeremy, I would have said no. But now I'm going to finish up with you guys. I got a Christmas party, and I can enjoy my break. All right, so I can be a full-time dad. So now it's I see it as a positive. But the 3 weeks of contact period that we just experienced, Jeremy was really busy. I mean, and I think I talked about it down at the bowl site. But we played on championship week against Arkansas State. That was the first week of contact period. So we're sitting there getting ready to play in a conference championship game, and we got some coaches that left on Wednesday, some coaches left on Thursday. Almost every coach, with the exception of Vic and myself, were out on the road on that Friday before we play Arkansas State to get in front because everybody we're competing with, a lot of them weren't playing on that game. Does that make sense? So, and then the only full week of contact period we had was that second week. And so we had 2 practices that week. Our players were in finals. And then we brought 11 official visitors in on that the 8th, 9th, and 10th. And then we have a Sunday, Monday there. We practice on Saturday and Sunday. We had that Sunday evening, all day Monday, and then we practiced Tuesday morning, went to New Orleans. And so we missed a whole nother contact period. And so it was really busy. It was really busy. Now that everybody signed, and really we accomplished about what we thought we would accomplish in this early signing period. No real surprises. Like I can deal with good, I can deal with bad. I'd rather not have to deal with surprises around signing day, and we really didn't have any signing surprises. These guys that signed with us today have all been committed for a long time, and now we're going to sign 21 kids in this class. Now, after we get another 1, maybe 2 in during this early signing period, we can focus our time and our efforts on the open slots in January, and then get a big jump on 2019 as well.
He's sitting right here, Coach, at this point, early in. It's the first of this early signing period. Thoughts on? Obviously, you just comment on getting those guys that you pretty much expected to get in, but just thoughts on this whole process as the NCAA. You've got coaches, you've got schools everywhere in the country trying to figure out, kind of this overall process, especially for the future. But thoughts for you, just at least on this early day?
Well, I think that everybody's trying to fill it out. I think that every staff is going about it in a different manner. I've gotten asked about the early signing period a bunch. Really since it passed, and my thoughts on it have been this: is the old model wasn't working. I think it was a model that was basically updated 20 years ago or more. In that time frame, the way we communicate, how early the recruiting process starts, how you watch film, on recruits, how you go about visiting high school campuses and junior college campuses, all those things have changed so much that the rules hadn't. So I think college football coaches, maybe males in general, are really don't like change or the thought of change. So I think anytime there's change made, it's going to be met with resistance. So I think the early signing day is something that was needed. Is the best time of it? Is December the best time? I'm not sure about that. I think that's something that'll be evaluated. Excuse me.
Just spitballing. What about? Would you have a problem with August? Would you think like July or August would work better?
I don't really know, Barry. I really hadn't put just a ton of thought into it. The negatives with the July-August date are this: is you take out any senior year, or I guess anybody as a senior, you take out that body of work, which surely should be your most important body of work, because we're real honest with guys that commit to us. We had a lot of guys commit before their senior year, and we tell them, and we're excited about that. But we also tell them, hey, you got to continue down an academic performance where you're going to be eligible. All right, so that means you got to take care of your grades, but you also got to continue being productive on the football field and being a good person and a great teammate. you know, and so that senior year gives you another point of reference to how are they playing, how are they doing in their academics, all those type of things.
You know, at least just looking at, you know, at least the recruits you have here, Gunnar Watson, obviously you know Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Is this something maybe you see, you know, competition? Is it completely open for everybody coming in for the quarterback spot?
Well, we're gonna play the best person. I think that the guys here have a jump start on it. I think Sawyer Smith and Caleb Barker probably are the leaders in the clubhouse, so to speak, right now. And then Will Lovett's a guy that has talent that we redshirted this year. Those guys are going to continue to compete all through the spring. And then when Gunnar gets here after Memorial Day, then he'll jump in the mix. And we're going to play the best guy. And he's got the talent and the knowledge that he could come in and play as a true freshman. You know, is he going to be able to beat those guys out? I think only time will tell, you know.
Was the defensive line and offensive line really the focus of this class?
Yeah, it is. I think if you look at just championship teams, championship programs, the teams that annually are in contention are the guys that consistently have quality offensive line play, and then guys that can stop the run and get pressure with 4, and that's what we want to continue to do. You know, I think but a lot of our defensive success these past 2 years has been generated by us being able to win one-on-one battles in the trenches. You look at the bowl game on Saturday, it looked like we were coming from all directions. We really only were rushing 4, probably 95% of the time.
So just breaking down Jake Andrews,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, a guy that we've seen back in Montgomery covering the past couple of seasons. What was the biggest thing you liked about Jake, maybe technique-wise?
Well, I think he's, from a technique standpoint, he plays with low pad level, and he's strong. So when he puts his hands on people, he gets movement. He's really athletic. I mean, he's state champion wrestler. He's got an opportunity to go back-to-back and be back-to-back state champion in a large classification in wrestling. So, but my favorite thing about Jake is how he plays. Man, he plays with an edge. He plays with an attitude. He gets after it. And I think he's going to add that to our room. And he's got some versatility because he's smart. You know, he can play a guard or a center position for us.
Do you wish more people acted like Jake recruit-wise as far as how after he committed?
Yeah, you know, I think that's a redeeming quality. You know, I think everybody's different. You know, Jake comes from a very strong parental background. His mom and dad have done a great job, not only with him but with his sisters as well. And but I do respect that. You know, a guy like Jarvis Hayes, too, a junior college guy that really got a lot of attention coming down the last month, and he never took another trip, stayed true to his word the whole time. I respect those. I understand where some of these other guys that look around some because they've had so few life experiences. So I get both sides of it.
Is Jarvis the guy you add 30 or so pounds on and try to bulk up and make him a true defensive end, or do you think he's going to be more of a bandit?
I think he can play either. You know, if you look at him now, I don't remember exactly what we had him. What we had him weighed in at. I think it's going to be accurate. Most of these were taken when they came on their official visits, but he's weighing 230, and he's a guy that when you see him, he's a thinner built guy. So I think he's got growth potential. I think he could play bandit or defensive end. I really mean that. He may grow into a true 5 technique, but I think initially we'll probably try him at bandit and see how he does. He played all Mike linebacker as a sophomore at Itawamba, out of necessity, but he was really productive. I mean, they had a big win over Northwest Junior College where he had a pick 6 that was a deciding factor. And he played, made all conference as a linebacker over there. Played D end as a freshman, but his work ethic and his leadership ability is going to have a profound impact in that room.
Coach, 10 wins, 11 wins. Having these past 2 seasons, you haven't really seen, I guess, a free labor too much on this end. You just ended the season, but having 2 seasons like that, I mean, has it really upped the game, especially when you go in recruiting classes? You feel like you can go after guys a little bit higher ranked?
Well, I think the guys that, first of all, I think our staff's done a great job of IDing guys that are talented enough, that have the character, that have the academic prowess, but also have a sincere interest in Troy, and doing so in a timely manner where we've gotten these guys we like these guys we're signing. We know these kids as far as they've all been on campus multiple times. They've all, for the most part, been in our camps, so we know what we're getting. And I think our coach has done a really good job. Does winning help? You bet it does. I mean, we're in on kids now, and we're in on kids that will sign in February that we've never been in on before. Maybe in Troy's history, that kind of player, that high-profile player, we've never been. You know, the other thing too is the building. You know, especially over the course of the last year, the North End Zone facility, it's come from an idea on paper to something that they can go out and see when they're in their stadium. And now we're to a point where you put on a hard hat and they're able to walk through it and you talk them and it's real. And I think that's had a big impact on this class and on future classes as well.
I guess last thing for me, junior college players. You know, I've seen the past recruiting class. This one got a couple guys. How important is it to kind of go out there in those ranks? Because, you know, obviously last year you get Willis, a guy like that, so explosive on the outside. Now this year you got Hines, a guy from Montgomery that has shown some promise on the edge. I mean, how important is it to recruit the JUCO level?
Well, we always want to – the high school ranks, really, the state of Alabama first and foremost, Atlanta South and Georgia, basically Jacksonville North and Florida. Those are our main high school areas. And we want to sign the biggest amount of our signees are going to come from the high school ranks in those areas. But then the Mississippi Junior College, we got great recruiting ties there with Jordan Leslie, and I think we can sign 4 to 6 really high level quality players out of that league each and every year. If you look at it in this class, a lot of them have ties back to the state of Alabama and guys that we have relationships with for multiple years. It's just not we go recruit them for a couple weeks and then sign them. I mean, these are relationships that go back 2 and 3 years. So we'll continue to do that. It's been good. I think that we always want to supplement our signing class with some of those Mississippi Junior College players.